Hi everyone, happy new moon in Capricorn. I hope you're all doing well. This is going to be an exciting new moon. It's the first new moon of 2024. We also have Mars in Capricorn, and there are some interesting, beautiful, beneficial aspects happening with the moon and with Chiron and with Venus and with Jupiter going direct. So there's a lot of good things going on astrologically, and you might feel these shifts in your energy space. But also, new moon energy kind of comes in with this question mark. Like, where are we going with this energy? What is actually unfolding? What is going to happen next? Or I've begun this thing, but I don't really know why or where this is all leading me. So new moon energy can be a little bit of a leap of faith that you need to take into a new direction that you feel called to go into. You might not have all the answers, and you might not know how the energy is fully going to manifest yet, but you are supported, and there is a blessing with every new moon. It's just a matter of whether we are able to tap into that blessing, whether we want to receive that blessing. I'm hearing or pass over it, pass it along, to maybe pass the blessing along to someone else. Interesting. Okay. I'm getting some kind of strange message about passing along a blessing and then receiving double later on because you pass something over. I'm not sure what that is all about, but it is something that's coming through. So last year, I really focused on the full moons. I did a full moon reading every month because there was 13 full moons last year, and I was really interested in that given the title of this channel. But this year I'm really guided to focus on the new moons instead. And I was actually born on a new moon, so I find this time of the month to be really intense. I really feel the energies more than I do with the full moon, actually. So this is kind of a challenge for myself that I've given myself to see how we can navigate the intuitive energies, how spirit speaks to me and to you during this time of the month for me, which is extremely multi-layered, multi-dimensional is how I feel I move through the energy, which is sometimes an amazing feeling and other times it's quite difficult. So we'll see how it unfolds month to month. But Capricorn energy is so strong, and it is so steadfast, and there's a lot of emphasis on the long-term planning. And I feel like for this new moon, that could bring up some excitement in terms of, yes, I'm starting a path and I know this is going to take me somewhere, but it could also bring up that big question mark of, well, I don't know where it's going to take me. I know I'm starting something that's a long cycle, but where it goes, nobody knows. Well, you do. Your higher self knows. But all will be revealed in time. Okay, guys. So I want to get into the reading, and I was really torn between these two decks that I'm working with here. So I've decided rather than choosing this or that, I will do both of them. So we're doing a little bit of a pick a card reading, although you can watch both readings. One might lead into the other, and it might not be that the first goes into the second reading. It might be that the second reading is the beginning. Okay, so just trust your intuition. Wherever it is you want to go first, or if you only want to watch one, whatever you feel guided to do, go with that. I'm going to pull out two cards from the Alchemy deck here, and I'm going to turn them face up so you can actually see the energies that we're working with. And I'll take a picture so you can meditate on the energies and choose from there. Okay, let's see. First reading. Whew. We got 3. Okay, we have the Blue Temple. The Golden Rose. Ooh, I'm loving this energy. And the Moon. And for the second group, the second reading spirit, What is the message for the second reading? Oh, no, that's way too many. We can't be here all night. Let's get a little bit, just a little bit of the message. We'll open it up. Okay. We have 4 spirits. Not going to call this down in any way. Okay, we have mortification here. And coagulation. I like this energy too. Okay. The despicable face. Separation. And Raven's Head. Ooh, tough choice. Like I said, you can watch them both if you choose. Okay, I'm going to take a picture and you can have a look at the cards, see what you're drawn to, and I'll see you in the readings. Group 1. Wow. Okay, so I took a minute to look up what each card means according to the book. And as I was writing down some of the key points for what Kim Krantz has said in the book about these cards, I was starting to channel some more messages. And this is a pretty abstract reading so far. We're going to pull out tarot and maybe get more specific. But the overarching theme has something to do with this secret quality or essence that you hold within you. And you've started on a journey to find out what this secret is. It's like you can feel, it's almost like a ball. Maybe it's this blue ball here. Maybe it's the moon. Just got a text from the Moon app. They do that every new moon and full moon. And it's a text field. Text field, like, you know, when you go on a website and there's a text field, you have to fill in some information, right? So it's like you're trying to fill in the information in this empty text field. Ooh, I like this. And I feel this ball of energy like right here. And it's like you can feel that you hold something right here, but you're not sure really what it is or maybe what it's doing, where it comes from. Yet you're enchanted to continue forward on your path to find out what this energy is all about. But Spirit wants to tell you, it's not really finding out what it's about. There's something that's meant to stay secret right now, and maybe for a while. It's about, cliche as it is, it's about the journey. It's about beginning to ask the questions. It's about just the sheer awareness that you have this energy source. Maybe you can feel it like even right now. If you want to indulge, put your hand on your chest, like right in the center, and see if you can feel that swirling, whirling energy that's happening inside of you, because I feel it. So I'll tell you a little bit more about these cards and the messages that came through. First of all, the number 58 seems to be very significant. And then I was thinking, what 2 numbers in a times table of 12 multiply into a 58? And I was like, I can't think of any number. Yes, I don't know why my mind went there, but I looked it up, and it's 2 times 29 is what factors into multiplying into a 58. So this had me really perplexed as to why I'm even going here and why this is significant, but perhaps I'm not meant to know and you are. So something about 29, when you were 29, or maybe you are 29 or you're coming up to that year. There could have been 2 things that happened during the year of 29. Something could be playing out again at 58 that played out at 29. And then there was something about a 12-year cycle. I also want to pull some charms here. If these don't resonate, don't worry. They might over time. We have please. We have Libra. A puzzle piece. We have some interesting configuration here of a bird in a cage with some handcuffs hanging off of it and the word good luck. Perhaps you feel like you needed some luck, or you needed somebody, some support, somebody on your side to help you release this energy, maybe, or something yourself from some cage here. We have some ballet slippers, a hummingbird. Yeah, there's something about a whirling motion that is important. Okay. We have a skull and crossbones as well with a puzzle piece. So I'm going to just leave that off to the side here. And let's continue on. So this card here, the Golden Rose, speaks of a secret. And in the book, she talks about how these outer petals, there's 7 outer petals that signify the planets and their operations. And the inner petals protect the revelation that comes from understanding planetary forces, the cosmos. So you've had a revelation, and maybe this is astrologically influenced, but there's some revelation that you've had by looking at your external reality, the things outside of you that are influencing you the most. And the revelation that you've had in the center here is being protected from unwelcome eyes. Those who are not meant to see you as you are will not, and that's for your protection. Those who stay away from you are meant to, and that's for your protection. Okay? There's also something going on here. I was getting a message that there's a maze that you've been walking through, and you've been spiraling out of this maze. Maybe it's one of those circle mazes, where the ball rolls around and it meets a dead end and then it goes back around and out. It's one of those things, right? A big circle, the moon. And you've been finding your way out of this maze, having to balance, right, your way through. But as you've been spiraling out of the maze, you've also been spiraling back into a maze. And this is not a bad thing. This is a new adventure. This is a new challenge. This is a new destination. So things are moving in 2 ways at once. Okay? So it's not an ending of something and then a beginning of something. The end of a job and then a new job. The end of a relationship, a new relationship. The end of feeling like this and then No. It's not happening sequentially like that. There's stuff flowing in together, like the lemniscat, right? Okay, so be kind to yourself, because if you're flowing in 2 ways at once, you will inevitably be reminded of things that come up from the past as you move into new directions. And that's perfectly natural, and it's protective. I'm hearing it's the whole thing is protective. Now I'm speaking like really I'm talking about energy here. So if this is not your jam, it's not making sense to you, that's okay. Maybe come back at a different time to this reading, or maybe it's just not for you at this time, or it is for you, but maybe just not at this time. Okay, then this card, the Blue Temple, this was a pretty elusive card. Here she's talking about the expansiveness of your imagination and to really meditate on the color blue. What does blue mean to you? What emotions come up when you see these deep blues? So blue represents the throat chakra. It's also a calming energy. It represents water, ocean, sky, from the sky to the ocean. So I feel like Spirit wants you to meditate on the color blue, or keep track of what emotions come up. Also, blue might be a sign or synchronicity that comes your way. You might start seeing a lot of blue. I'm hearing someone's wearing a blue shirt. Okay, maybe this is not even yourself. It could be someone else. There's something significant there going on. Okay, and then the last card, Luna, the moon. Well, I was getting a message here that you're in search of the secret, and I started with that. It's like you're on this quest to find a secret, and you might think it's a secret about someone else or something that's going on, but it's actually a secret about yourself that you're really interested in. And again, it's not necessarily that you're going to find the secret out. The secret is something that slips into the night, like the new moon energy. You know the moon's there. You know it's a new moon. It's in between the earth and the sun on a new moon. So the sun is shining on the side of the moon and we can't see it. So we know the moon is there, but it's slipped into the night. So there's something about that that's important. You could be doing a lot of shadow work and trying to get really down to it. What's my biggest issue here? And Spirit's saying, well, you might not really ever totally put your finger on it, but it's the search that matters here. Then there's another message coming through about like the spirit realms opening in your dream space. Okay? Try not to take sleeping aids. Of course, you know, you do what's medically advised for you, but try not to influence your mind with any kind of aid, okay? Because there's something that's trying to come through when it needs to. Okay, let's get into your reading and see what's going on for you, Group 1. I'm hearing the letter F. Fierce, something about being fierce. Francophone, I'm also hearing. Yeah, I'm hearing some French here. I'm seeing, what do they call those things? Are they called? Hold on one second. That thing, that music thing, you know? That record player with the big, with the big horn? I wouldn't call it a horn. What is that called, guys? Can you help me out? Somebody send it to me energetically. What the hell is that thing called? Oh my God. I have to find it. Here. What is that? Antique record player. One second, this is important. I wouldn't be spending so much time if it wasn't. Fleur de lis. Is that what it's called? Let me see if I can show you the image. Yeah, like I'm seeing one of these here. Okay, so I don't know why we needed to spend so much time finding that image, but it looks, well, it's a golden rose. Oh, it's a golden rose. Okay, so this is really interesting. There's something about sound maybe that's really significant, but it's striking me like how this speaker really looks like a flower. It really looks like a rose. So there's something significant coming through about music, sound, resonance here. This is part of your journey at this moment. Like, it's very important you attune yourself to like some kind of frequency, sound frequency. Okay? Interesting. Okay, guys. Thanks for your patience. Let's see, spirit guides. What message do we have for the first reading? What does the sun want to say? The sun wants to say the Four of Swords and the Ten of Swords. So this is what's illuminated here. Because when we have a new moon, the sun and moon are conjunct. So I want to look at both of those energies. Ten of Swords and Four of Swords. Healing from a betrayal. You could have felt pinned down to something, a certain responsibility or relationship, or even an emotion was like pinning you down. This feels very oppressive to me. It also feels like your pain might have been on display for others to see. Perhaps that's why you are keeping something protected, sacred, secret. Right. See, look, now you're crossing over this beautiful flower in the middle, protecting it. Okay, so the sun energies are saying that you have healed from something. You are healing from something. And part of that healing is protecting what you have discovered, protecting your new energy from unwelcome eyes. Okay? Because I feel like for someone here, it's like your pain was on display. Okay? And that contributed to the anguish. That somebody was watching that, or somebody was aware of it, or, there was no privacy, or there was a feeling that there was no privacy for you to grieve a loss, or for you to work through a betrayal. And now you have that privacy, because the energy you're in now is no longer anguish and pain. It is something else that cannot be seen by whoever was keeping an eye on you before. So let's see what's in the moon for group 1. What's in the moon? What's in the new moon energy? New moon. No. What do you want to say? I want to work with that much information. I saw the sun there, though. The Lovers. Something about 2022 could be significant. Oh, there's that infinity loop holding these two swans together. And this is interesting. There's like this jagged arrow coming in, which does not look like Cupid's arrow to me. It's reminiscent of the tower for me. It looks like a lightning bolt almost. And it looks like it's about to come in between these two swans and break that infinity loop. Perhaps you're cutting a tie here, cutting some kind of cord you have with someone, or something's about to change. And there's those balls that were like in the maze, right? Interesting. I'm hearing Pac-Man. It's like somebody's no longer behind you, interrupting your flow, making it more difficult for you to move through something. And it doesn't have to be a person. It could be, but it could also be an aspect of yourself always. Every tarot reading could be an aspect of yourself. And usually it is at some level, even if it's about another person. So keep that in mind. Sometimes that's not easy to wrap our brain around, but it is helpful. Or it could be a situation, some kind of event, energy, work thing going on. I'm hearing entity. This looks very vulvic to me, if you know what I'm saying. Interesting. Perhaps there's some Kundalini energy that you are moving through, or that's helping heal you, some sexual energy that is being cleansed. I'm hearing released, and it's like dispersed. Okay, so it's no longer directed and geared towards one person or one thing. Sometimes we can channel our sexual energy into other things that aren't even about sex or romance. Our sexual energy is creative energy. It creates, literally, and also in other kinds of ways, right? Interesting. Okay, where are we going here with the moon? What's unseen here? Six of Swords. Detachment. Mental detachment from a love connection, a love situation. This is what's breaking this tie, this loop here. I feel like you and another, again, could be anything, right? Anyone. It's like you were face to face. You shared some kind of frequency, right? You were in the same, or you were in like a portal together, moving through this difficult situation. Even if you had broken apart from this person, it's like the energy was fresh or whatever's gone on here. And now you're detaching from that with this beautiful butterfly, this transformative energy. It's breaking this, I keep seeing this other energy as a ball that's also moving through that maze with you, just hitting against you and knocking you off balance just as you're about to exit the maze, you know? And I feel like you're putting up some kind of, well, you have a plan now. You have a plan where you didn't before. Maybe it's a plan in another area of life, but it's getting you away from this thing here that we're talking about, whatever that is. Okay, let me see the blessing of this new moon for you. Reading 1, what's the blessing? Page of Cups. Ooh, wow. Look, the swans here. Oh, wow. Okay, this is super healing, and it might not feel like this is your message right now, okay? Or it might feel like this is old energy, but I do believe that you're here watching it for a reason, okay? I really do. This is showing me here that, like, this is inside of you with this whole vulvic image here, regardless of your gender. But this is like, this energy is inside of you, taking up space inside of you, this connection you feel bonded to or bound to, or this work situation you can't get away from. Like, whatever it is, it's like you're constantly in motion with it, trying to get out, and then it comes in, and then it's just kind of annoying. It feels like irritation. Okay? And the blessing of this new moon is that you're finally birthing that energy out of you into the external world. Like, it's no longer going to take up space within you. That's that whirling, probably. Like, it's moving the energy out of you. And here you see how now the swans are in the picture frame, and you're there looking at it. It's like a memory now. It's something to reflect on, an external energy. And there's no infinity loop here, Lemniscat, bonding these two together or keeping them together, because you're free from it. And how you choose to remember this painful, difficult situation and whoever else was involved, I'm hearing actors, whatever other actors were involved, okay, maybe people were playing a little bit of a character in some sense. How you choose to remember it now is up to you. But I'm telling you, the blessing is to remember it, or to put it where it belongs, as something that you are no longer bound to. Some of you have moved away from something really difficult in your life, and nobody knows this. Now, this won't be for all, but for some of you, nobody knows this, but you actually hold something kind of in your heart for someone or for a situation, or even an aspect of yourself that before you were saying is a bad, I shouldn't be like this, I shouldn't feel like this, whatever. You're holding something you were distancing yourself from for good reason. You're holding it now in your heart. And nobody knows this but you. That's the secret. For some. Okay? For others of you, there's a new connection coming in, or the person that you're currently with and you feel like it's a solid connection, no big karmic issues going on, then I feel like your union becomes one of choice and not necessity. And that the fact that your union is one of choice becomes very clear to you. I mean, it's always been one of choice, but maybe you've been recently thinking, oh, I'm just, comfortable, or they're comfortable, or whatever's going on. It's like, it's clear that it's an active, conscious choosing between the two of you to be in union, which is beautiful. Okay, let's see the challenge here to meet this blessing, the Page of Cups, whichever scenario it represents to you. Let's see what's challenging you from getting this blessing. The Eight of Pentacles. Working here. Working. 1 second. It's kind of this frustration I'm feeling, like if I just work harder, if I just ask more questions, if I just blah, 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 then I will be able to get the honey. I will be able to feel the sweetness of life. Look, the bee pollinating the golden rose. The buzzing, the frequency, the sound. Interesting. Oh, wow. Did you guys see that? You probably didn't even see that. On that record player I showed you, the price is $5.58. Yeah, 58 is important here. I'll show you. I don't know if you can see that. $5.58. Wow. Okay, I'm working at the 8 of Pentacles now. Don't blow my brain too much, Spirit. Okay. Yeah, I feel like there's this quest, this search here for the secret, for that thing. But there's like some beautiful energy here saying that you're doing just fine. You're doing exactly what you need to be doing. Don't work so hard on trying to fix yourself in any way. Let the process happen as it should. You know, as we move through the dark night, the moon energy, we can't rush it. The sun will come up when the sun comes up. We can't force that to happen. So don't be so hard on yourself, okay? Take breaks. Maybe literally, you need to take a break, okay? Let's see the advice. The advice. Ace of Swords. Look at all this sword energy. Wow. And these cards are coming up with blue backgrounds, and that is your focus, the blue temple. The temple of the mind, the blue. Interesting. The temple of the mind. Your advice here. There's been a lot of mental activity. How do I say that? The Emperor. Maybe you've seen a stag recently. Take note. Hold on, just give me 1 second. Let me figure out how to articulate this. There's this revelation coming in for you in the next 28 days, okay? Put it on a calendar. 28 days. Maybe it's 58, actually. I don't know. Okay, but there's a revelation coming in for you, and it has something to do with definitely with your power and your ability to make things happen vis-a-vis your intellect and just like your mind. You realize the power of your mind here. And what Spirit is saying is that there's a revelation coming through. Maybe you've already had it. That what you thought maybe was going to be your goal, or what you thought would be an indicator, a marker of success, of healing, is not actually what suits you totally. I'm seeing this big throne here, fit for an emperor, but here you come in as the stag, so much grander and eye-catching than the throne. And it's like you come in here as the stag saying, like, what's this throne doing here? I can't sit on a throne. I'm a stag. I don't sit on a throne. So there's something here you're realizing, could have something to do with Leo energy I'm getting, but there could be something you're realizing here where it's like, what I thought was going to be the be all and end all, or what I thought was really going to make me feel empowered, is not actually the thing. There's something about your uniqueness or your the way you do things is much more valuable than obtaining some kind of external power. I hope this is making sense, because I'm not sure where we're going here with this. And there's like a scepter on the ground. It's like useless to you. You don't want to rule over anyone. You don't want to sit there on a throne all day long and people bowing down to you. That's not where your power is. There's something about your majestic essence. Like when you look at a stag, at least when I do, I look at them like, holy shit, this thing is powerful. I have no idea what it's thinking, but I know it has some deep wisdom. And there's just like being in awe. It's almost like, you know how deer freeze in the headlights? Well, like when I've come across a stag, like on foot or even in a car, I'm like frozen. I'm like, whoa, whoa. The deer becomes the headlight. The stag is the light. I'm hearing take note. Didn't I say that before? Okay, let's see what's going to manifest 28 to 58 days. Let's keep it at around there since that number keeps coming up. 28 to 58 days. Spirit, what's going to manifest for reading number 1? 6 of Cups. Aw. Look at the rose, or what is it? A daisy? Anyways, there's a flower here. Looks quite like this one in the middle. And it's in a frame. There's something you're going to honor about yourself here in the next 28 to 58 days. Okay, maybe you're going to actually get something, a reward, a certification, something of the sort, or you're going to go through old photos and find one that you really love of yourself or something that means a lot to you. And it's like you're going to give yourself a constant reminder of that moment in time or of that achievement. Okay, so I feel like you're recognizing yourself in some way and you're doing something literal to do that. You're not going to let all the good things that you've done, good according to you, you know, all the things that you're proud of yourself for, you're not going to let those just slip into the night like the moon. That's not the point. That's not what should be kept in the dark. Those achievements should be brought to light. Those things you're proud of need to be remembered and recognized. What comes next is what's slipping into the night. And into the night you will go and find it. Like the stag walking through the dark forest at night. That's you. Lots of memories are going to come up for you in the next 28 to 58 days. Honor them. All right, group 1, that's what I have for you. Happy new moon. I'll see you next time or in the next reading. Hi, reading 2, those of you who chose this pile, this group. This energy is quite intense. I did take some time to look up the meanings of the cards in the book, and I also channeled some additional messages here. And I want to say to you before we begin that you are at the beginning stages of consciousness awakening. You are at the beginning of stages of finding out who you really are, what you're doing here. You are at the beginning of stages of feeling empowered, feeling seen, feeling loved, feeling protected, feeling guided, feeling healed, feeling whole. You are at the very beginning of it. Now, if you're like, no, I'm not. I'm not at that beginning. Maybe we're talking about old energy then. And this could be a reflection point for you. Or maybe it's coming up. We always end and begin again. Remember, there's cycles. So no matter how far along we've come, we're going to have a new beginning at some point. And new beginnings, just like the new moon, are tough. They're not always so easy. Okay, the fool leaps off the cliff, but what's below? Sometimes it's not an air mattress or a trampoline. Sometimes it's something a lot harder and rougher that we land on in this new beginning that you find yourself in. Okay, but there is some difficult energy here that you're working with. There's no doubt about it. And the best remedy for you at this time is honesty. Complete, total, brutal honesty. With yourself, with others, with hearing the truth in relation to you from others. Okay? So I'm going to be brutally honest. Well, hopefully not brutally, but I feel like maybe there's going to be some harsh truths that are said in this reading, because that's what you need right now. Because this energy here, I mean, it's so clear. This card is about darkness and death and destruction and the shadow space and moving through that energy. And then coming after that, we have coagulation, which is an energy of being stuck, congealed to something, maybe to the darkness, maybe to a situation. This also speaks of some kind of unconscious attachment you might have to something, feelings of inertia or resentment, anger that might be boiling up beneath the surface. This can also be about codependency. You might have merged with a certain energy or person or entity, and you've lost a sense of who you really are. And that's okay, because you are becoming someone else. You are becoming something new. So you can't go backwards and find that old you, because that old you doesn't exist anymore. There's the new you that's here in the present moment, and that's what you're finding. But it's tough. It's rough. Then after coagulation, which is about being congealed and stuck to something, we have separation. So this is about the need to cut away, to cut the cords, to split from something, to release stagnant energy, to accept that your soul is guiding you down a path that might be difficult right now, but it's for your own survival. You cannot stay where you were. You can't. You have to move into a new energy. And you have, but this part of the energy is the murky part. It's the difficult part. It's like, let's just go with this image, and I'm sorry if it's graphic for you, 444, but it's like the birth canal. It's like dark, it's squishy, it's like who knows what goes on in there, but it can't be a pleasant experience to be born. I'm glad that we kind of don't remember that, although the trauma probably stays with us, being born into the world. That's kind of the process you're going through right now. You're in there like, what the heck is going on? It's dark, I don't understand, the walls are closing in. But you're being born into a new life, into a new energy. But first you need to separate, that umbilical cord. That cord needs to be cut. Then we have this card, the Despicable Face. And this card is talking about what was once presentable to the world, or maybe what you once accepted that someone presented to you is no longer acceptable. It's despicable. You can't look at something the same. You can't look at someone the same, whether it's yourself or someone else. You just can't do it. And that feeling cannot be avoided. There's no putting a mask back over things. There's no rose-colored glasses anymore. So this card also talks about shame and feeling like you're not good enough, or you feel really let down Somebody could have tried to make you feel ashamed of something. Spirit wants you to know that you are perfect the way you are, and the way you are is imperfect. You're just as you should be. And whoever else you're dealing with, they're just as who they should be, or whatever is going on here in this situation. So this is about reclaiming your own energy, taking your energy back from something that you've merged with that is kind of dark in nature or really activates your shadow self. I feel like I'm hearing burnt up. Something feels burnt up. I'm seeing these ashes rise into the air. This is a new day for you. This first new moon in 2024 is new energy for you. And Spirit wants you to remember that no matter how dark or difficult things may seem, and maybe it's not always like that, it just creeps up here and there. You have been chosen for a new path because you're ready, which is exactly what the Raven's Head card talks about. The raven has chosen you, and the raven is wise. The raven is smart. The raven archetype has chosen you to fly through that dark space, to find your way through something that has been really pulling you down. This is like an initiation. This is definitely an initiation you're going through, and you could feel very overwhelmed, but it's kind of a necessary stepping stone. Okay. So let's get into the cards and see where we go. I don't know whose energy I'm tapping into today, but this is a collective reading, so there's more than one of you out there resonating. Maybe it helps to know that you're not alone. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Sometimes that helped me and sometimes it didn't. But this path, the important thing I think is to remember that this experience that you're having is part of a very particular path, an initiation phase that we all go through when we're coming to heightened levels of awareness of who we are, of what spirit is, of what the world is all about, all of those things. We all go through this initiation, and more than once, actually. It does get easier with time because through this phase, you're going to be given some tools that you can use next time something happens. The biggest tool of all that you're going to be wielding for yourself, like a sword, is, I'm hearing your mind. Mental fortitude is going to be one of your tools. But above all else, it's going to be your faith in yourself. That you trust your soul and you know what you're doing here. Even if you don't really know, with your rational mind, what the heck is going on in your life, your soul knows. And you have to have faith in that. And you will. The world. You will. This is part of the completion phase of an old cycle. Spirituality and all of these things, 1101, it's not all love and light. That's ridiculous. Okay. The way we grow is through challenge, is through struggle, is through this process of mortification. is a process of looking within and, oh shit, I don't like that part of myself. Oh, there's some shame over there. Ugh, feels gross. I don't like that. Oh my God, I feel like my whole world is being, all of those things. What am I going to do without this thing, this person? Does it mean I'm worthless? Does it mean no one loves me? All of those questions and feelings are part of the initiation. The raven has chosen you. Maybe you're like, what the hell does that mean, Andy? Well, go look up some more information for yourself about the raven archetype. Okay? And look for ravens around you. They're looking at you. Raven holds deep, deep wisdom. Very, very smart. And that energy, that raven energy, and what it represents, the energy that it represents in the world, is attracted to you right now. That wisdom, the magic of the raven, it's attracted to you. And you're attracted to it. Let's begin with the blessing. Let's begin. What's the blessing of this new moon for group 2? 3 of Wands, a new vision, and the Tower. See what I'm saying? In order to have a new vision, well, you got to step outside the tower. You've been looking out the same window day after day after day, metaphorically, or maybe even actually. And now you realize, hey, there's a whole nother world that I'm not really seeing from where I'm at. So I'm going to have to get out of this tower. Because the walls are coming in. Things are burning up in here. Maybe that's what that is, right? The lightning strikes the tower. Things are burning up. It's getting hot. I got to get out of here. But there's fear, like, what is on the other side? What is outside the tower? I've never opened that door before. I've looked out the window. I've seen some interesting things. I've seen a raven fly by, but I've never gone out there. What if I get lost? What if someone hurts me? What if I open the door and it closes and locks behind me and I can never go back into that safety of the tower? This is the moment here where you trust in yourself and the feelings you have that you do need to gain a new perspective. You do need to see the world, experience the world. There is a new vision. There is a new path. There are new things that you can't even imagine right now that are coming towards you, but you also have to move towards them. We have the moon and the sun here in these cards. You've been in the moon energy for some time. Fears, unknown energies, secrets. I'm hearing lies even. And you can't see the sun from where you are. But you want to. You want to. And so it shall be. So the tower starts to fall down because you have this pull inside of you to want to be in resonance with your life. Let's see what this 3 of Wands is all about. What is the sun about here? What is the sun talking about? 4 of Wands. Wow. This is about celebration, stability, union, coming together with others, not sacrificing anything for a connection, just connecting, building as you connect. I feel like you've sacrificed some things in your life, very big things. Okay? for connection or for something. Maybe it's connection to a certain status or idea or money or whatever, a person. It's like where you're going is a place where people meet, connect, build bonds and stability together. By growing. I'm seeing like plants, and it's like in the past you cut the leaves off or the branches off plants so that the other plant next to you could stay next to you because they needed that space. So you made yourself smaller, you accommodated that plant. But as you did that, you got rid of those leaves, you got rid of the photosynthesis, the source that nourishes you. The light needs to hit the leaves in order for the plant to grow. And it's like you were cutting away your leaves to let somebody else in your space or to grow. Getting weaker, and weaker. And now that's not happening anymore. Okay? Now you are coming into a place where you will be around other plants, but it's a symbiotic relationship. The energy of those you meet next, or the thing you come into contact with next, will feed you just as much as you feed it. You'll grow together, no sacrificing any branches or leaves. Okay? So let's see the moon. What's in the moon? 7 of Swords. This is your life force here. This snake, it's like Kundalini energy. And it's all wrapped up in the mind and all of these thoughts. Maybe the lies someone's told you. Maybe the lies you've told yourself. But all of these thoughts, it looks like a leaf too, right? Like a plant. It's like a plant, kind of curling and accommodating around the things that are in its way, trying to grow, but really unable to expand. And it's because of the thoughts or the lies or the deceit here. Somebody has been stealing some of your energy, but you allowed it. You did. Brutal honesty here. You did allow it because you were scared of growing alone. You were scared that you wouldn't have enough as you are. So now you're going to learn that you do have enough as you are. And you're going to learn that because everything that you thought you were or that you held on to really make you feel secure is beginning to fall away. And that's so you can learn that you don't need any of that stuff, that you're actually stronger without it. So let's see your advice. Advice here. The Emperor. Ooh, group 1 got that too. The Emperor and the 4 of Pentacles. Isn't this interesting in relation to group 1? Okay, let me look at this. Now, some of you know that I call the 4 of Pentacles the trash bag Emperor. Because he looks like, I'm going to make a shirt. Okay, don't steal my idea. I'm going to make a shirt that says trash bag Emperor. Anyways, let's come back in. No, you can steal, it's fine. Somebody make that shirt, please. I probably will never get around to it. Okay, a little bit of humor might be useful for you, okay? Humor healed me in many, many situations, okay? Laughing, real laughter is a cure. So if you can find time to laugh or something that makes you laugh, enjoy it. Get more of it. It's a good thing. The crows laugh too. So we have the little emperor, the wannabe emperor with the Four of Pentacles, and the big daddy emperor. Someone who is holding on to something because it makes them feel safe and secure, the Four of Pentacles. Even though it's not really working, even though what they're holding on to is trash in one way or another, it's no longer serving you. You're done with it. So Spirit is saying, you are actually the big daddy emperor. Okay? You are, regardless of your gender. This is you. But in order to really step into this energy of feeling empowered, feeling unstoppable, feeling like any external source or influence cannot knock you down. 1 second, I'm going to sneeze. Bless me. Okay. Yeah, it's like getting something out there that needs to happen. Okay. Whatever happens around you in the next part of your journey when you reach this Emperor energy, it's not going to affect you the same way as it did before. Because now when you get here, you'll know that all those things around you do not define you. So they can't really affect how you feel about yourself and your potential. In this energy, which you're moving out of, everything's kind of topsy-turvy, out of sorts, feels kind of secure, but not really. So Spirit's giving you a lesson to know the difference between true power and a false sense of power. There could also be someone in your life who kind of acts like they got their chest puffed out, they're really egoic, that's where they drive their primary source of power from. And Spirit's saying, don't be fooled by that bravado. Don't be fooled by that whole act. That's not real power. Okay. So let's see what's going to manifest in the next 28 days for you. What's going to manifest in the next 28 days? Six of Swords. Great. Beautiful. This is you not giving so much mental energy towards something that has created a lot of stress and anxiety in your life. This is you mentally separating from something you've been enmeshed with or stuck to. This is you mentally separating from that, making that conscious decision to mentally detach, okay? Which doesn't mean you're ignoring anything. You're allowing yourself to move out of the energy. This is also going to help you move through any negative feelings of shame, okay? Because as you mentally detach, you realize that you do have the power to control what's in your mind. You're also going to realize that what's in your mind manifests what's in your reality. So if you can detach from this situation in your mind, you can detach from it in reality. This is beautiful energy here. I'm happy to see that in the next 28 days, you'll be moving on this beautiful shift, with some clarity here about what's been going on for you spiritually all this time. Perhaps it would help to meditate on the Emperor card or look more up about the Emperor and the Raven. The two of those together, ooh, it's unstoppable, really. Reminds me of Odin energy, actually. Like I'm seeing the Raven sit on the Emperor's shoulders there. It will take time to move through memories, okay? But it will happen. We have the number 2. We have the letter ESZOD. We have Taurus, a skull and crossbones, a snowflake, 555, big changes. Cornucopia, for the best. And we have the word girl. All right, that's what I have for you. I love you so much. Happy new moon and congratulations on your initiation. I'll see you next time.